All right, let's start off the conversation now with, of course, the governorship election that will hold in Anambra State tomorrow. News Central has, of course, its correspondents on ground in various parts of the state. And we'll be linking up with Austin Azu and also Chinwe Ugeli, who are live in Anambra State at this time. Gentlemen and lady, thank you for your time. And let me start with you, Chinwe. Chinwe, can you, of course, bring us up to speed as regards what the atmosphere in Anambra State is at the moment ahead of tomorrow's very pivotal election?
Normal business, and a lot of people are just looking forward to tomorrow. Right now, I am in the governor's local government area, Aguata, and there's no problem. There are no issues. So people just want tomorrow to come so that they can exercise their franchise.
All right, thank you very much. Now, Austin, in terms of will I call it voter engagement? We know that over 2 million persons have been, of course, registered to participate tomorrow. In terms of the level of awareness, we know that one other issue that seems to, we've seen in previous elections is apathy. Looking at the temperature there in terms of people's readiness to come out tomorrow, what have you observed?
Okay, good evening, Dakpo. Like Chinwe rightly stated from her own end, we are currently at Nnewi South precisely, and on our way from Oka down to Nnewi, we met some individuals, precisely both market women, transport riders, and some other individuals. We engaged them and we interrogated how prepared are they for this election. And of course, 99% of them showed readiness for this election. And it's obvious from the places we went to that they are quite ready for this election. All they are just expecting for the D-Day to come for them to go to the poll, which is tomorrow, to exercise their franchise. However, out of the 55,008 personnel deployed across the state, we have some of them in Nnewi South and in Nnewi North precisely, and the residents here are testified to that, that a lot of them were actually on ground. And we asked the question, does their presence in any way intimidate them? They said no, that they are quite happy. But however, this place where we are standing here now, this is the entrance to the APC governorship candidate area. But nevertheless, this place some time ago was considered as a no-go area for non-state actors. But currently, where we are right now, evening activities are ongoing. You can see people moving about, going about their lawful duty. It means that peace has returned to this area and some other areas within the local government area. However, we went to the two local government areas. We were at the Secretariat of INEC at Nnewi North and Nnewi South, where we met some of these ad hoc staff, and they were quite happy that yes, they are going to the poll tomorrow. We spoke to a large numbers of them, and they were quite excited that yes, most of them saw their names on the papers. Others couldn't see their name, but however, it's something that INEC is working on. And lastly, we equally saw how INEC, they are trying to move their sensitive materials and non-sensitive materials, including some of the personnel, to the rack centers, where it's believed that from the rack centers, they will move to their polling units. And of course, don't forget to that the materials for this election has been deployed to the various local government areas. And in Nnewi North precisely, we have 10 political wards, and we have 318 polling units and 4 rack centers, and it's expected that over 116,400 registered voters will go to the poll tomorrow to cast their ballot. And of course, in Nnewi North, Nnewi South precisely, we have 20 political wards, we have 297 polling units, we have 3 rack centers, and it's expected that over 102,907 eligible voters will go to the poll tomorrow to vote. So put together, we are expecting these large numbers to turn out in their large numbers, because we equally spoke to some of the political leaders and some opinion leaders, how far they have gone in terms of sensitization. They agreed with us that yes, sensitization has been carried out, and Anambra, for instance, is not a state that you just scare down, because you have a lot of learned people here, people who are educated. So obviously the mass media, the local media, and of course other engagement have been carried out, and we equally spoke to some other observers and journalists who are participating in this election. Of course, we are going to see a lot of them tomorrow, and of course the environment is charged already, so they are just waiting for tomorrow to come for them to go to the poll to go and cast their ballot. But by and large, from what we gather now at this point in time, sensitive materials are still moving from the local government areas in different parts of the state to the various rack centers, where the onward movement from the rack center to the polling units tomorrow is expected. But someone make an observation that Anambra State since 2013 has been known for late arrival of voter materials, and of course we don't want to see a repeat of that tomorrow, because like what the President Electoral Commissioner said here in Anambra State, that all arrangement has been perfected. In short, she made an analogy that how can you cook a pot of soup, and after cooking it with so much money, and the meal is done, and you are asking people to come and eat with you, and nobody is coming to eat with you.
Austin, thank you.
It's expected that tomorrow a lot of these eligible voters will actually come out to go and, to go and cast their ballots tomorrow.
All right, Austin, thank you.
Before I end this, we spoke to a lady at Chinwe here this afternoon. She made her observation.
Austin, please quickly land on that. You said you spoke to a lady, she made some observation. Please land on that.
Yes. Her observation was that because of her previous experience of voting, and her vote was not counted, because of that she would not come out tomorrow to come and vote. It was quite shocking for me that someone could make that statement at this point in time. But we don't know if what the people are saying will play out tomorrow in terms, will my vote count or not? But obviously we are looking forward to see how that will play out in the subsequent time, in the days ahead.
All right,
so
Austin.
Back to you,
great. I mean, this will be more or less, the first, will I call it, test of grades of the new INEC leadership. That's talking about the chairman. But let me come back to you finally, Chinwe. Chinwe, are there reservations, particularly from the opposition or any of the key stakeholders within this particular process?
Well, from the oppositions, I haven't heard anything yet, and that's because most of them are also being careful because of the end of the campaign. So they do not know what they will say, and it will amount to campaigning, and they would have offended the law. So, but I just want to let you know that this local government is not naturally going to experience apathy, because it is a local government that has one of the candidates in the elections tomorrow, and the people are eager, they are optimistic, and they are ready to go out and vote. So if we are going to experience apathy, it's definitely not going to be from this very local government. There may be an apathy, I beg your pardon, but it will not be noticeable as it may be in some other parts of the state.
All right, I'd like to say a big thank you, News Central correspondents, that's Austin Azu and Chinwe Ugeli. Once again, thank you, and please stay safe. All right.
Thank you very much.